The United States purchases over 80 billion pieces of new clothing each year, 400% more than what we were buying just 2 decades ago. Many may wonder how American consumers can afford to buy such an overwhelming amount of clothing and how they have enough space to store their purchases. The answer lies in the phenomena of fast fashion, which refers to clothing produced at increasingly low prices. Prices so low that many consumers consider the clothing to be disposable. So, while we are purchasing a dramatic amount of new clothing, we are also throwing away an equally great number of undesired textiles. The culture of fast fashion leaves a huge pollution footprint. The increase in demand for cheap disposable clothing has caused a dramatic rise in production of man-made fibers, especially polyester. Manufacturing polyester and other unnatural fabrics is a process which uses up a lot of energy and releases large amount of emissions, including particle matter, harmful gases, and solvents which can be emitted into the air and nearby water sources, polluting the environment. We are now brought to our first social problem, which ensues from the culture of wasteful use of clothing, poor treatment of workers, and poor work conditions. Textile workers often live in developing countries and are typically paid 12 to 18 cents per hour in poor and often harmful workplaces to make clothing for willing American consumers. After being purchased, however, only about 21% of clothing is kept by the average American person. When natural fibers such as cotton and silk are buried in landfill, they begin to decompose, producing a potent greenhouse gas, methane, and releasing it into the atmosphere. Chemicals such as dyes and bleach often leach from decomposing clothing and can pollute groundwater. Synthetic fibers like polyester, nylon, and acrylic pollute the environment in similar ways as natural fibers, and because they are made from petroleum, they will take hundreds of years to disintegrate. Clothing waste does not only negatively affect the environment, it also affects people. In the United States, low-income neighborhoods experience more of all forms of pollution, air, water, and land, than in neighborhoods who have higher levels of income. This is considered one of the most important environmental justice issues. My social venture solution's main focus is to reduce the amount of clothing waste here at the University of New Hampshire. My vision is to create a closed page on social media platform Facebook called UNH Girls Closet. Only female students at UNH will be permitted to join, and this will be verified with the University of New Hampshire email. I decided to open the page to only female students because I feel like it will be easier to maintain. Once admitted to the page, girls can post photos of clothing they are looking to sell, listing the size, asking price, and any other pertinent information about the clothing they would like to add. Other girls who are also approved members of this page would be able to browse posted clothing for sale, commenting on the post or contacting the seller of any item interested in buying. Then both the buyer and seller arrange a place to meet on campus for the purchase of the clothing. I would approve all of the posts before they are published to the page to ensure the page would stay relevant specifically to women's clothing for sale. My goal through establishing UNH Girls Closet is to reduce the amount of new clothing bought by female college students while simultaneously reducing the amount of perfectly wearable clothing thrown into landfills. The current geographic area and size served by my social innovation would at first be the population of female students at the University of New Hampshire, but my long-term goal would be to expand the idea to other campuses around the country if first successful at UNH.